express my great gratitude for what happened yesterday on the 31st of March 2022 with the ruling of the Supreme Court. This was in addition to the ruling that was given by the High Court and the Court of Appeal in terms of BBI Commission. When Raila and Uhuru shook hands, they made a very big mistake. And the mistake was to assume that this country belongs to two people. If they can congregate and get together and make a decision, they expected Kenyans just to wake up and follow what they have decided. But this now has been demonstrated by courageous and gallant Kenyans who refused to be intimidated and who refused for their democracy from being snatched away from them. And they say they will defend their rights and defend their democracy. This happened by rejecting BBI and going to court of law and filing cases there, cases that took time and costed Kenyans their time that could have been spent doing better things. They were set against one another by President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga in those court battles. Our judges did not attend to do cases that was to help this country, but they were pushed now to sit and spend time on dealing with something that was not applicable and it was not doable. That is what is going in the record. And if you want to erase this now, because this is the only opportunity you have, and take my advice, is to go out and apologize to Kenyans for the money that you cost the taxpayer to spend, the time, and the mistake you made to demonstrate that you don't care. This is the chance now you should come out and apologize to Kenyans and tell us how the money that was spent, how it will be recovered by the so-called BBI commissioners. Very last one is that our courts has demonstrated that they are independent and they can make their judgments and ruling without considering the repercussions that could come after the ruling that has been given. So we thank them for being courageous and ask them to continue standing and defending the rights of Kenyans in this country. So we are happy and we say God is on our side. Mungu yuko pamoja na Wakenya. Mungu anasimama na Wakenya, and God is standing with Kenyans. For this attempt alone, if it had gone through, it would have brought a lot of problems and sufferings to Kenyans. But God stood by us and gave our judges the wisdom from the High Court to the Court of Appeal and to the Supreme Court. You can see, and everybody can see, that the rulings were coordinated because the thinking was the same. The reading of the malicious arrangements that were being brought about, they all saw it in the same way, understood it, and they set it aside and gave Kenyans a chance to apply and practice their democracy. There is what is contained in our Constitution. And if we have to amend a section or a sentence in our Constitution, in any clause, in any section, there are steps that need to be followed. And one of them is the public participation, which did not take place. Uhuru sat down with Raila and assumed that they will agree on what Kenya should be given. And they forgot that they needed to consult the same Kenyans to agree on their proposal. So they went out, they started singing about reggae and nobody can stop it, meaning that their decision has been taken and nobody was out to stop it. But now they can look at things the way they happened. They can look back and see the mistakes they made. And since President Uhuru Kenyatta, by being vested with powers by Kenyans, you have gone to demonstrate that you don't care about the laws of this country. You are on record as the first president in Kenya who completely has failed and refused adamantly to obey the orders of the courts in this country. Ameweza kudhihirishwa jana, wakati tukiangalia nyuma tunaona kulikuwa court ya juu, halafu court ya rufani, halafu tukaenda ile tunaita Supreme Court au court ya juu kabisa katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Na uamuzi wao wote ulikuwa sawa sawa. Nichukue nafasi hii nishukuru koti yetu yote, kuanzia koti ya juu, koti ya rufani, koti ya Supreme Court, na kusema kwamba majaji wetu wote pamoja na jaji mkuu wa taifa letu la Kenya walisimamia haki na wakaona kwamba mapendekezo ya Wakenya ilikuwa wao wahusishwe. Namkumbusha Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta kwamba nchi yetu ni nchi ya kidemokrasia na sio nchi ya kihimla, na makosa unayokosea ni kwamba ukiwa juu ya kiti unafikiri Kenya ni mali yako. Si tunataka kukwambia unakaa hapo kwa sababu ya sheria, na sheria ndio inatakiwa ukae hapo. Na vile umekuwa ukikaidi uamuzi wa koti mara kwa mara, ujue katika vitabu vya uongozi wa Kenya utaingia kama rais ambaye hakuheshimu sheria katika nchi yetu. Kwa hivyo tunataka uwe na washauri wanaokufaa wa kuamulia na kukushauri kwamba katiba unataka uifuate namna hii na sheria unataka uifuate namna hii. Na hii kamati umeweka imegharimu wa Kenya pesa nyingi sana. Hata pesa ya kuenda kotini, hizi koti 3 tumeenda, Wakenya walipotea wakati, Wakenya walipoteza pesa, na hata majaji wetu hawakufanya kesi ambazo zingewasaidia Wakenya. Waliletewa marumbano ya kundi hili unaloliongoza wewe na Wakenya wakereketwa ambao wako upande mwingine, wakikataa dhuluma na kugandamizwa, na wakasimama imara kusema hapana, hii hatutakubali. Huo muda na gharama tunataka uombe Wakenya msamaha, kwanza kwa kufunja katiba yetu, pili kufunja sheria za nchi yetu, na 3 utuambie hizo gharama zitarudi namna gani. Na hayo ndio mambo tunataka kuona. Kama unataka kuingia kama rais aliyefanya makosa mengi ya kutotii sheria, lakini baadaye akaomba msamaha na Wakenya wakamsamehe, lakini usiweke roho ngumu kuonyesha kwamba hii ni mojawapo ya maisha ya kawaida inayoweza kuendelea katika nchi yetu.